Hello, this is Dr. Kathy Koop, principal of Kings Road School. Welcome to Back to School Night. We're going to begin with the Madison School District mission statement. The Madison School District mission is we will inspire and challenge all students to be lifelong learners, empowered with the knowledge, skills, and character to shape their future, realize their dreams, and contribute positively to the world. We also have district goals that are connected to our mission statement. Goal 1, promote high levels of student achievement for all. We will engage all students in a personalized learning experience that will provide access to authentic learning experiences, foster student agency, develop supports for student success. Now, to find these goals as well as the targets, the SMART targets, which are how we measure our goals. You're going to go to the Madison Public Schools webpage. You're going to click on menu, and then right here, you'll see where it says District Goals 2023. Our second goal is empower every child. We'll ensure that every student thrives by creating a safe space, getting to know their stories, providing programs that foster student wellness, ensuring dignity and kindness for all, building bridges across race, culture, and identity. Our goal 3 is model operational responsibility goal. We'll build community confidence by ensuring that budgets are developed through collaboration and transparency. District resources are allocated and evaluated for maximum return. Facilities are designed and maintained to enhance student learning. Bylaws, policies, and regulations are continuously reviewed and developed. Now, Kings Road School, we have our own mission and vision statements, as well as core value words, and they are connected to the Madison Public Schools mission, as well as the district goals. So our core value words are kind, supportive, welcoming, creative, and inclusive. And our mission is we'll guide all children in becoming lifelong learners who develop into productive, resilient, and compassionate members of the global community. And our vision is we'll create an inclusive community that nurtures students in their social, emotional development by fostering empathy, respect, and a strong sense of individuality. We're committed to creating a supportive environment where we build each other up by giving each student a voice and helping them recognize their strengths. And we're dedicated to building an innovative classroom where students are striving to achieve high levels of learning by reflecting on their learning and exploring creative ways to problem solve with resilience. Now let's meet our KRS office team. Secretary Mrs. Ann Guzowitz, School Nurse Mrs. Jerry Moran, Guidance Counselor HIB Anti-Bullying Specialist Mr. Brett Levine, Child Psychologist, Child Study Team Case Manager Mrs. Fawn McCauley, and of course me. And our grade level teams are kindergarten, Mrs. Samantha Garita, Ms. Megan Minot, Mrs. Sally Limbo. First grade, Mrs. Victoria Kohler, Mrs. Jessica Ureco. Second grade, Miss Alyssa Fine, Mrs. Kathy Goodbread. Third grade, Miss Jennifer Ranieri, Mrs. Gina Sojinski. Fourth grade, Miss Emily Dureco, Mr. Michael Doherty, Mrs. Lori Schaefer. Fifth grade, Mrs. Julia Nicolette, Miss Hannah Smith, Mrs. Rebecca Sullivan, and our special education teachers are Miss Melissa Bataille, Mrs. Kelly Hoekstra, Mrs. Susan Light, Mrs. Tasha Santoro, and Mrs. Catherine Walsh. Our special subject teachers are gym teacher, Mr. Angelo Albandolo, art teacher, Mr. Gil Thompson, music teacher, Mrs. Donna McEachern, instrumental teachers, Mrs. Lori Quinlan and Mr. Matt Rossi, STEAM teacher, Ms. Camille Berger, media specialist, Ms. Mary Thomas, reading specialist, Mrs. Joanne Sims. Our L teacher is Ms. Ola Behuniak. Our speech teacher is Mrs. Christina Arula. Occupational therapist is Mrs. Teresa Farron. Our interventionists are Mrs. Marissa Caruso and Mrs. Kristen Duran. Our paraprofessionals are Mrs. Madeline Kelleher, Mrs. Lisa Price, Mrs. Katie O'Neill, Mrs. Terry Gallagher, Mrs. Janine Hyrick, Mrs. Christelle Payne Gray, Mrs. Marie Tonini, and Ms. Heidi Coleman. There are 2 presentations tonight, both identical presentations for families with more than one child at Kings Road School. The session 1 begins at 7:20. Session 2 begins at 8 o'clock. You just click on the Zoom link that was provided by your child's teacher, and you are in for the Back to School Night presentation. I just want to share with you some of the organizations, our partners that support us at Kings Road School. We have the Madison Education Foundation, the KRS Parent Teacher Organization, and the Madison Music and Arts Organizations. And each one made a short video for you as a way to introduce themselves. So we'll start with the KRS PTO.
Hello everyone, welcome to Back to School Night. We are your PTO presidents for this school year. My name is Kelly Browning, and I have 3 children here at Kings Road School. My daughter Grace is in 1st grade, my son William is in 3rd grade, and my son Desmond is in 5th grade.
My name is Erin Egan, and I have had 3 children at the school. My daughter Annie graduated in 2018, my son Ryan graduated in 2020, and my daughter Lizzie is currently in the 4th grade. Our PTO this year is very excited to make it a great school year. To do that, we are working to make everyone feel connected to our KRS community. If you'll notice in the past few PAWs, we've had sign-up geniuses with many different volunteer opportunities. There's truly a spot for everyone. If you don't see something for you on the Sign Up Genius, please reach out to us. Our email is on there, and we want to get everybody involved.
Absolutely. One of the second priorities for our PTO this year, and specifically this fall, is to enrich our students' school day as much as possible. And part of that means bringing back some of the programs that we have missed so much. They include assemblies like Simon the Magician, some in-class enrichment experiences, our wonderful Meet the Masters art program, and much more.
To learn more, please join us next Tuesday, September 28th, at our first general PTO meeting, which will be at 7 o'clock in the evening over Zoom. We'll be sending out more information at the end of the week.
Thank you so much and have a great night. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you both so much, and thank you to the PTO for all that you do for Kings Road School. And thank you to Mrs. Browning and Mrs. Egan for being such stellar leaders of our organization this year. And our next group that supports us tremendously is the Madison Education Foundation.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lisa Morrow, and I'm the co-president of Madison Education Foundation with my friend and partner in crime, Jennifer Gregory.
Hello.
And we're here to tell you a little bit about MEF. MEF is a nonprofit organization that funds teacher-initiated grants to Madison Public Schools, and we rely 100% on donations from people like you to achieve our mission. Let's talk a little bit about the grants we funded last year. What was your favorite, Jen?
Well, my favorite grant was an elementary school grant. And before I tell you about it, I do want to say that we funded over $135,000 last year to all 5 Madison public schools. And a lot of that money went towards remote learning resources so that the schools could remain open and could pull off hybrid and remote learning. And we're so proud of all of those investments. And they're still being used in the classrooms today. So we feel really good about that investment in the schools. So my favorite elementary school grant, though, had nothing to do with remote learning. This is a wonderful grant, and the reason I love it is because it started off as a little teeny tiny grant at one elementary school with one teacher, and then within a couple of years, it is now a much larger grant that is being utilized at all 3 elementary schools. It is the bilingual book grant, and so the ESL teachers at the elementary schools are working with the students to write, illustrate, and publish bilingual books. And then all of the books are in the media center in the libraries at all 3 schools for students and parents and teachers to enjoy. Lisa, what was your favorite grant last year?
Well, that's a good one too. I understand why you picked that one. What I really liked, my favorite grant was the 3D ceramic printer at the high school. And the reason why I like that is obviously because I'm interested in art, so I'm going to find that interesting. But the cool thing about it is that not only the art students are interested in using it, it also could be something that a kid who's interested in STEM or STEAM is interested in using too. So I like the fact that it can be crossover and it's got a lot of legs and a lot of interest at the high school. So I think that that's a really cool, innovative grant for the students and for the teachers to use as well.
I think so too. I love that one. So this year, we have a fundraising goal of $150,000. We have 2 busy grant cycles ahead of us, one in the fall and one in the spring. And we really want to be able to both be ready if the district needs us to help support any remote or hybrid learning efforts that may come up. And we also want to be able to ask our teachers to dream big and then do our very best to fund their ideas. So what we are asking is for every Madison family to invest in MEF by making a $50 donation. If every Madison family makes a $50 donation to MEF this year, we can not only meet but exceed our fundraising goal of $150,000.
Remember, the more we give, the more we collectively invest in our teachers, students, and schools. I know we can do it, Madison, and let's just do it together.
And the easiest way to invest in MEF is to go right to our website. It's mefnj.org. There is a blue bar across the top on the homepage. It says make a donation. Click that, and a few clicks later, and you will have made your donation. You will have invested in MEF, and you will be doing a wonderful thing to support our teachers, our students, and our schools this year and for years to come. So thank you all so much, and we wish you a wonderful school year. See you soon.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Thank you both so much. And the Madison Education Foundation has provided many different kinds of resources as well as programs for our school. And so please, support them, as well as our KRS PTO has provided many different programs, as you heard, and resources as well. For example, we have a mural that runs the entire length of our hallway in the front of our school, and that was funded through the Madison Education Foundation and in partnership with the KRS PTO. So that's just one example of the many things that we have here funded by those two organizations, which in turn is funded by the donations, and a lot of the donations come from our families. Okay, now we have the Madison Music and Arts, and Mrs. Amy Moranovic, who was once a KRS parent. Both her sons traveled through KRS, has a short presentation.
Good evening. My name is Amy Moranovic, and I am president of Madison Music and Arts. Did you know that music education teaches and reinforces math skills, demonstrates basic physics concepts, and enhances coordination? That engaging in the visual arts teaches students to form mental images, an important skill in problem solving, and an ability that engineers, architects, scientists, and mathematicians use to create models and invent the next great thing. The arts celebrate multiple perspectives and show that there are so many ways to see and interpret the world. They are an integral part of a well-rounded education. Madison Music and Arts advocates and fundraises to support all visual and performing arts programs K-12 in Madison schools. Last school year, which was a challenging one, especially for the arts, MMA was able to provide individual elementary music and high school art kits for students, the purchase of music software to support virtual lessons, and ongoing support for annual needs, such as the Memory Project at Madison High School. We were able to do this because of donations from people like you. As we embrace what is hopefully a more normal school year, we again ask you to support our students in the visual and performing arts with your 100% tax-deductible donation, all of which goes directly to support new and enhanced programs for students now and in the future. We, and all the students your donations support, thank you.
Thank you. And the Madison Music and Arts is also instrumental in supporting our students in music and arts at Kings Road School. Okay, technology and blended learning practices. We utilize technology, and I have a short video that I made actually last year, just showing you the different kinds of technology we have in every classroom, as well as blended learning practices. Now, if you go within the news on the KRS webpage, you'll see the MPS, Madison Public Schools, blended learning commitments to students and parents. There is a lot of important information within that document that will show you the practices that are utilized within all the classrooms. For example, Google Classroom is a platform that we use and that you should be familiar with. That's a platform that your children learn through. There are resources on there, as well as you'll receive Friday weekly previews from your teacher so that you know what is to come. So I made a short video clip of technology in the classrooms. Hi, this is Dr. Koop here with just a short tour about the technology that you will find in any Kings Road School classroom. So first, we have a wonderful smartboard that's used to make learning more interactive for our students. Mm-hmm. And then over here is a document camera, and the document camera projects images onto the smartboard. For example, that image may be a writing piece by a student or a book that the teacher would like to share. Mm-hmm. Then behind the document camera is the necklace worn by teachers. It's an FM system necklace, and that amplifies the sound so that the students can hear the teacher both in the classroom or if they're learning remotely. And of course, a teacher has a laptop that she uses, as well as a telephone. We have a telephone. And of course, the students have their own Chromebooks. So thank you so much for listening. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to communication. What are some of the forms of communication that you can expect from us to learn about information? Well, we have a district website. Within that district website, you may get push emails, feed notification, news. What I love about the KRS webpage, under the news, anything that is posted under news can be translated translated. There are many different language options. So all you do is click up on the top right, and then there will be a list of the different languages, and you can select a language and it can be translated into something, into another language. So I love that piece of the webpage. Also social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, emails that come from the office. You may receive an email from Mrs. Guzowitz about important information. We use the Genesis Student Information System. Weekly newsletters. I send out a newsletter every Friday. There is very important information within that newsletter, and that can be on a variety of subjects. Please read my newsletter. You will receive it in different forms on Friday, meaning through email, through text message. It will also be posted on our webpage, all of the newsletters, so that if you want to just go back and look at one, you may do that. You'll receive a Paul print every Sunday. Podcast, that is new this year. Mrs. Zurich is our podcast interviewer. And this week she's going to interview Mr. Levine and I and ask us questions. And it's super fun. And we are utilizing podcasts as a way to inform you. And of course, phone calls. Thank you. I want to thank you all. I want to thank you for being part of the KRS community. I want to thank you for volunteering. A lot of you come in and volunteer, or you will be coming in this year. Yay, I'm so excited that we can start doing that again. And many of you volunteer behind the scenes as far as planning and supporting the PTO organization. Thank you for supporting your children wearing masks. It's something that we wish we weren't doing, but we do have to do at this moment. So thank you all for supporting us so that we could support your children and they feel the most comfortable at school that they can. PTO support, the balloons on the first day of school, the assembly, Simon the Magician was so much fun. The garden, we have a garden, and this year we're going to have garden lessons as well as a garden tasting. And Meet the Masters, which is a wonderful art program, is coming back. Thanks to all of you, thanks to the families and to the PTO. And above all, thank you so much for your patience and understanding. This has been a great year because we were able to go back first day till 3:15. That does take a few modifications of the way our schedule used to be. And I cannot thank you enough for being patient and understanding throughout last year, if you were here last year, and of course this year. What's next? So what's coming next? I always want to know what's coming next. So we're going to have our continuation of blended learning practices. Please check out that document within the news on the KRS webpage. The STAR assessment is such an important assessment that we use at least 3 times a year to assess your children to find out the things that they're doing really, really well in, and maybe some of the areas of growth that we really need to hone into to support them. And so that's a very important assessment. You will receive, we took the STAR just last week, all the students did. So you'll receive that report at the beginning of October. MTSS, which is a multi-tiered systems of support. I love MTSS because it is designed so that it supports every student at their level. You'll hear more and more about that as the year progresses. I will include information about MTSS in my newsletter. Community circles and guidance lessons. Mr. Brett Levine, our school counselor, will go into all the classrooms and teach guidance lessons. And every classroom this year has a community circle. In the past, it was known as morning meeting, but we call it a community circle this year because it may not always be in the morning, but it's just a wonderful time for the students and the teacher to connect. Communication, I just reviewed that. You'll receive that from the district and school levels. Drills, fire and security. I will include information again about that in my newsletter. We are mandated to have one fire drill and one security drill monthly. Continued utilization of the Google Classroom platform. The teachers will explain to you tonight how that is being used for your child. Continued dedication to the achievement of KRS students. That is the core of everything that we do every single day. PTO programs, assemblies, meet the masters. Panorama is new, which I think is wonderful because it's a data warehouse where STAR data can be stored and survey data, and that allows us to support your child at many different levels as far as, academically, socially, emotionally, and that's also tied into the multi-tiered systems of support. Okay, everyone, enjoy the classroom presentations tonight. I will be dropping in to say hi. Remember to enter the presentations via the Zoom link that was provided by your child's classroom teacher. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. We are so excited to be presenting to you, and I hope you have a great night. Take care.